The Blood Angels. They're one of the first 20 founding legions, one of the original founding legions of Space Marines, and they were known as the 9th Legion. They're still going strong in the 41st millennium, and the Blood Angels are the scions of the Primarch Sanguinius. So Sanguinius was discovered on Baal Secundus, the second moon of Baal during the Great Crusade, after being scattered by the forces of Chaos. So the moon itself is radiation soaked, and the civilians are badly affected by sickness and all kinds of disease from that radiation. But if they seek to become Blood Angels, they must endure and go through several rituals before they are deemed worthy. So I would imagine with the 41st millennium they could clean the planet up, but Blood Angels pride themselves on enduring and working their way through those diseases and those terrible creatures on that planet. For it is a death world. There's many death worlds out there. And pretty much the same as Fenris with the Space Wolves. They seek it as a bit of a challenge to work through and better themselves to become Space Marines. So Sanguinius met his end in a titanic duel with the vile traitor Horus, and this caused a backlash, manifesting as the Black Rage. So the Blood Angels who succumb to the Black Rage are entered into the Death Company, and they fight one last battle, one way or another. For if battle doesn't take them and end their rage and fury, the Executioner's axe will. So why play Blood Angels? Well, for me personally, I like the fact that Blood Angels have a hunger for blood that torments them and aches to be unleashed all the time. So the term space vampire is crudely thrown around a lot, but this isn't actually that far from the truth. So there are rumours that civilians occasionally have bite marks on their neck and have been drained by blood. It's never completely proven that the Blood Angels have done it. But rules-wise, this means through the thirst of blood, they get +1 to wound in melee when charged, or heroically intervene. But if the lore doesn't grab you, then maybe some of the beautiful models do. So yes, normally they have red armor, and they have a different color helmet for each role they might fill in the army. So if they're Devastator, for example, yes, they would have red armor, but have a blue helmet If there were assault marines, they would have red armour and a yellow helmet, for example. But their elite troops, the Sanguinary Guard, they have winged pinions, making them true angels in the 41st millennium, and they excel in close combat, and they are gorgeous models. Really, really do like them. So each Space Marine chapter has their own aesthetic, their own feel. I mentioned the Space Wolves briefly a minute ago. They are very much Viking-esque, with their runes and things like that described onto their armour. Blood Angels, yes, people mention space vampires, things like that. They have scrolls on their armour, little pendants of blood, and things like that. But I do like the Sanguinary Guard. And not just for the rules, they are absolutely lovely models. Absolutely lovely models. So, to prove that they are masters in combat, they also have a rule called Savage Echoes. So while in the Assault Doctrine, if they charged, have been charged, or heroically intervene, they add 1 to their attack characteristics, meaning if they had 2 attacks previously, now they have 3 attacks, which also stacks with the standard additional -1 AP if they're in the same doctrine, which is pretty nice, because it also combines with their +1 to advantage and charge rolls, which they inherently have, which is very powerful indeed. So if you deep strike in and you're 9 inches away, they get a +1 to that roll, which always helps. Can't knock that at all. So for me personally, when I first started, many moons ago, there wasn't many how-to paint guides for different types of Marines. I believe there were Space Wolves, there were Dark Angels, there was of course Ultramarines, and there were Blood Angels. There wasn't many paints out there as well, and the red that they recommended for Blood Angels was more of an orangey red. So the army that you've just seen is an army that I've painted in the last 3 to 4 years, and my painting technique really has changed over the years. And this is just what I've done in the last 3 or 4 years. I probably have twice as many already painted, and as you notice on there, there is no Firstborn Marines, there are not many Dreadnoughts, and that's basically all I painted for the first few years. Lots more Rhinos, Vindicators. I really had a thing for Rhinos, and quite a few Land Raiders. So none of these are in the video, because I'm not ashamed of my painting, but one day I'll show you the difference between those models and the new models. So this is basically what I've painted the last 3 or 4 years, and I've been playing possibly for 15 years, but collecting a lot more than that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys, on my my army showcase and a brief history on the Blood Angels. For those who don't know, a little bit of lore and a little bit of the rules. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe.